For you PSE users out there, I'm going to give you something that I do personally, and this is specific to when I'm setting up a cable-driven rest like the QAD. So I've got a QAD on here, and this will go into your cable, right? I think everybody knows that. Just so you know, on the knock-on models, I've actually predetermined this serving length on these so that the serving stops where you're going to want to put that cord through, which is nice. So you're not going to have to clamp it down. You can just feed it through and tie your knot, and you've got that serving to butt up against. However, most of the time when the bows come out of the factory, this bottom cam's power cable is usually on the inside right here. So it's on the inside. So what that means is this cord has to go further in towards the center because that cable is there. So here's what I personally do. I take the cables and I'll take them off your slide like this, okay? And you can see the cables naturally cross underneath. So this isn't gonna hurt anything by doing this. And what I do is I'll take this roller and I'll flip it around so that the roller that's closest to the center of the riser is on the bottom. And then what I'll need to do is this main bottom cam power cable right here that we're going to be attaching that cord into, we need to make sure that that is going to the outside. So what I do is I'll press my bow, I'll take this cable off down here, and then what I'll do is I'll take that cable and I'll bring it outside of this bottom yoke system, and I'll hook it back on the cam. So for any of you bow techs out there that kind of know what's going on, all I did was take the bottom cam's power cable and I put it to the outside here, so it is closest to the rest. Which for me, that way this cord that's connecting to your arrow rest, it's not having to go across another cable. Since we flipped the roller slide over, when you connect it on the roller slide like that and you take the pressure off the bow, you can see we still have a perfect gap here. So our cable rod is the correct way, and that main power cable is on the outside. So now all I have to do is split that power cable string in the middle like that, and then I just fish it right through just like that, and I'll just leave it there temporarily until we're ready to do that later. But I'll just show you here quick just to give you a different perspective on what we just did. Now, if you're a limb-driven arrow rest person, so if that's going down there, this isn't even something to worry about. But if you are a cable-driven arrow rest user, by doing what I just did, you can see this cable that goes to the bottom cam is now on the outside, and it is closer to that. Whereas before, these two would have been flipped, so it would have been further on the inside. I personally like it right here because it doesn't interfere with this other cable at all. Sometimes when they're on the inside like this, you can end up having that knot bump on that, but that's how I do it. Super easy. You still have plenty of clearance between your cables there. The cross is in the natural spot. It helps the tune.